Okay.
Um,
All right, let's see what the AI says.
why did the spark plug break up the piston? Break up with the piston, sorry.
Why?
Because every time things got hot, it just couldn't pull out in time.
All right,
Yeah,
ChatGPT needs some new jokes.
yeah, a little bit. All right.
I
Well,
think my joke. I think.
what's your
Hold on,
joke?
hold on. I never had an actual joke on here before.
Okay, Nick, it's your turn.
All right. Why does Fez and Bananas get along so well together?
You're gonna call me gay, I swear to God. Why?
Nope. Definitely not going that direction because if you leave them out in the sun too long, they both turn more brown. Oh,
That's exactly
angry.
what's going on right now. Honestly, that's a good joke. You know what? That's a good one. Welcome to the Racing Home
Thank you.
Podcast, where Nick is doing the jokes and I'm existing.
Fez is just slacking. Anyways, we got another podcast on. It's been not a whole month. It's about 2 weeks since the last podcast, but we're trying to do a little bit better with y'all. So, Fez, how's it going?
Going good, man. Ramadan's over, so I'm done fasting. Yesterday was a busy day. So to those that don't know, when Ramadan's over, it's the day after that is called Eid, which is technically like Christmas for us. So there was parties at everyone's house. I went to like 3 or 4 people's houses, just bouncing from one place to another, eating a ton of food. Very tiring. I actually slept at 10 p.m. last night, which is early for me.
Dude, okay, it's funny you bring that up because I also went to sleep super early. Like this past weekend, I'll get into that. It was pretty busy, but I was in bed by 8:30.
Yeah, dude. That's You're getting old. I'm just getting there.
True. I'm
Uh,
32, so I'm a little bit older than you.
that makes sense. That makes sense. And how was your weekend?
Weekend was good. Went autocrossing with the Austin people on Saturday, and then on Sunday went out to Harris Hill and did some testing. So I can
Nice.
get into that a little bit later. But overall, just spent a bunch of time outside. It was also shout out to Evan with the Veloster N, the red Veloster N, Evan Russo. I think he was at Harris Hill one of the days that you were out there. In any case,
No
this
idea.
past weekend was his birthday, so happy birthday to Evan.
Happy birthday, Evan.
We don't have any sound effects on this podcast. Yeah, just super chill and just doing some testing to focus. Actually, I'll just fucking dive right into it since I'm already talking about it.
Go for it.
93 octane tuning is working quite well. So last podcast I was talking about all my fueling issues I was having on 85.
Mm,
Swapped over to 93. Did a couple revisions with Brian over at JC Tuning, and it is doing phenomenally well in 93 octane.
mm,
However, now I have some more extravagant overheating issues. I was already having cooling problems with 85. But with
mm.
93 octane, it burns hotter, and it's unfortunate because it's less power too. It feels like I'm down 40 horsepower. I really want to go get dynoed because I feel
Dang.
like butt dyno is down 40 horsepower.
It's a
Even
lot.
autocrossing, I could feel the difference. Yeah. In any
That makes
case,
sense.
yeah, yeah. So 93 octane burns hotter, but then
Mm,
also what's not helping is because I don't plan on using this tune for grid life events.
mm,
I'm not capping the boost at 25 psi.
mm.
So Brian and I kind of just mutually agreed that I told him that like, hey, it's like you can let the boost go wherever it wants if it's still making like safe power.
Mm,
And it naturally wants to go up to about like 27, 28 psi. I've seen it
mm,
peak all the way at 29 psi a handful of times. And
mm.
so I think that 3 additional psi is probably cooking some things inside the engine. It just the coolant temp gets incredibly hot. And so I can do, for example, autocrossing, whenever I start a run, coolant temps are about like 195. By the
Mhm,
end of the autocross run, which is only 40 seconds, 45 seconds, it's
mm.
already hitting 220 in a 45-second like full throttle, not even full throttle,
That's
like. But
that's quick,
autocross speeds are slower, so not as much air going through as that track speeds. But yeah, so
I
I
mean,
got to get.
still, but, like, in a 40-second time, that's a ton.
Yeah. So then when I was at Harris Hill on Sunday, it would be hitting the coolant temperature threshold pretty early. Like by the second or third hot lap, it was already pulling a bunch of timing, pulling boost.
Mm,
So if I'm going to be running 93 at Road Atlanta, I'm
mm.
hoping that capping it to 25 psi will help a bit, but also I need to go and put in some proper DI water and water wetter. So I still have a little bit of a coolant mixture from over the winter time. So I also still need to get my oil cooler installed. So all those things soon to come, but it kinda just got me thinking that, like, man, I really hope I get 85 working again. So, in any case, on that train, hopefully all this 93 octane going through the system, somehow prayer is happening over here where it, like, somehow rejuvenates the high pressure fuel pump. I
Mhm.
don't actually need a new one, but I won't know until I put 85 back in the car, which I plan on doing probably tomorrow night. I'm at, like, a quarter tank of 93. So I'll burn off that, get all the way down, put in the 85, and then just pray that my fuel pressure issues do not return. If they do, then I think I just need to go and buy a new fuel pump before Road Atlanta.
Are you still having those fuel pressure issues with 93 or no?
No, 93 is totally fine. So I'm
You're just
hoping
having
that maybe,
overheating issues.
yeah, exactly, which I kinda expected that
Gotcha.
because again, it burns hotter and more boost.
Mhm,
So, ideally, and I wanna run 85 over Atlanta, especially with the power deficit that 93 has.
mhm,
That's a long straight out run Atlanta where the 85 power will probably get me a second or 2
for
per
sure.
lap. So, that's the focus update. Fueling issues narrowing down. At least I can enjoy it on 93. Um, but I might be needing a new $1,200 fuel pump. Yeah, $1,200 is what that
That's
XDI pump costs, and I may have,
did not
like,
know that was that
ruined it.
expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive. I didn't pay
Um,
that, sorry, I paid it at cost through, a source, but
mhm,
that's the retail price.
mm.
In any case, focus drama. So that's all that behind me. Other than that, I don't know, finding random dirt roads, and now I'm starting to get into rallycross a little bit.
It I wanna do rally.
It looks like so much fun, dude. I've been listening to more WRC content as well,
Mhm,
both on YouTube and on podcasts, and starting to really connect with the drivers and learn more about them and follow the whole WRC, and even I'm trying to get into ARA as well, American
mhm,
Rally Association.
yeah,
So it's pretty damn exciting. It's just if you try doing it like at a grassroots level, like what you and I do,
mhm.
there's a lot of trees out there on dirt roads, of course. So got to be careful.
So, speaking of that, I'm actually going to an ARA event soon in, Washington. Um,
Is that the one
so
in April? I thought April was the Oregon Rally,
no, it's Olympus Rally. It's in
Olympus Rally.
Washington. It's
Oh,
actually
oh,
n
okay, yeah, yeah,
it's actually next to Ridge Motorsports Park, or at the
nice.
Ridge, I don't know. Um, but, like, because, Toyota is really into rally, as you people might know, that they compete in WRC, and they won the championship last year as well. Kinda we've been talking about rally at work a lot, so, um, I kinda wanna try it. I think it'd be cool to learn and also just be to better acquaint myself to it if we're gonna
Yeah.
be more involved with the rally, I don't know. Um, I, I don't
Hey,
wanna
try
say it.
hold on, pause. Try muting your mic and coming off mute again. You were starting to sound a little bit like a robot. You have to hold it down.
Hear me?
Okay, no robot sounds right now. I'll let you know if I do hear robot sounds.
Interesting.
Okay, so
Alright, bye.
go on.
So, yeah, so we have, currently the GR Corolla, right?
Yeah.
As one of our cars. Um, so we're trying to see, or I wanna know personally, is like, does anyone rally GR Corolla? You know?
Hmm.
And if so, like, what are the teams doing? So from what I'm hearing is that, through my contacts at ARA, that there's some people building the GR Corolla for a rally.
What? So
Um,
when you say build it for rally, what kind of rally events are they building it for? An ARA event? Are they doing it for their local rallycross competition?
ARA events, ARA,
Okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm talking about ARA. Um, yeah, so
cool.
kind of just curious to learn about the market of what the rally market is would just be beneficial. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Um,
think it'd be pretty cool. I definitely would be interested in hearing more about that. Whatever
yeah.
you can detail back.
So I'll be going to LA first. We're revealing some cars at LA, and then from there we'll be going to the uh, Seattle. Sorry, yeah, I was going to Seattle for Olympus Rally, just to learn more about what's going on rally.
Damn it! Hold
Um,
on. Robot sounds are back. Okay, real quick. Is the little light on your microphone? Is it blue or is it a different color?
Blue.
Dang it. Okay, so it's not the audio program.
Is it still robot-y?
It comes in and out. We're just gonna have to live with it. Whatever. All right, go on.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, so it should be fun. That's my work thing. As far as my car goes, um, I haven't touched it. I have
In 2 weeks.
zero motivation to work on the car, and I've already kind of complained about it a bunch of the podcast. I won't get too much into detail, but ever since my last event with the car, I have had zero motivation to touch it. Like I just don't even want to drive it around. Um, which is sad. It's honestly really
Mhm.
sad because the car's just sitting. Like I took the insurance off of it and everything too. Like,
Oh, damn.
like
Can't
I
even
I
speak on
want to.
that.
I want to go to Atlanta and like come out with a better perspective. So I do have new coilovers coming. I kind of mentioned it. I'll announce the partnership that I have coming soon with them. But yeah, I'm hoping it makes it experience better. But if it doesn't, then fuck it, dude. I don't know.
Oh, man. Rat might getting peeled off.
Yeah.
Um, is it just the coilovers that are, like, bothering you the way it handles, or is there other things about the car that you're not a fan of?
It's just the coilovers. I think the coilovers just hitting the bump stops really aggressively and just the car not turning. Because going from KWs or the race comp engineering coilovers that I had, they weren't
Mhm.
they were really good coilovers, but they weren't like top tier, right? So they were still a twin tube coilover. So it was old tech. Um, however, they handled kind of the way I wanted it to. The car was like oversteery, which I prefer. I prefer the car to oversteer a little bit more than an understeer.
Yeah.
Nitrons were they just understeered everywhere, and I found out because I was riding bump stops the entire time, especially in the fronts,
Hmm.
which is weird because the rear shock is smaller. Um,
Okay,
but
so I have a now that we're on the topic of, suspension,
mhm,
so someone came up to me at the autocross event on Saturday, and they told me that I needed less le yeah, less rebound on the front of the car because whenever I was launching the Focus, the front of the car was coming up too fast, but the rear was
mhm,
totally fine.
mhm.
Does I'm trying to make sure that that actually makes sense for having less rebound because honestly, like I never touch the coilovers on the Focus. I just run them as is, basically the stiffest setting.
Mhm.
Because when they're not at that, at N was it NCM? It might have been. I think it was NCM. The car just rode like absolute crap, and so it didn't feel good until I literally made them as stiff as possible. I was like, you know what, we're gonna leave it there. It's fine for the street, and
Mhm.
hasn't really upsetted me. In any case, this is now the first time where I'm like thinking about, hmm, should I go and start adjusting with shock settings? And I don't know
Well,
if like less rebound actually does help with making the front not lift up as much. So this is Nick Agater editing this podcast and post, and a quick Google search showed that more rebound is actually what I needed for the front of the car. It turns out my coilovers are actually double adjustable, meaning that the adjustment affects both rebound and compression. So since I have it at quote unquote full hard according to the coilover manual, I'm already at the maximum rebound. So there's nothing more I could do to prevent the front end from rising too fast, except for going for a new coilover. So that's what I'm looking into next. All right, back to the podcast. Also, if you're Fez and you're listening to this now, you smell new.
so again, yelling at you again for about this. You have the same coilovers for a very long time that need to be rebuilt in general.
Yeah.
You need new coilovers.
Yes, I know, but now I know actually now I actually have somewhat of a direction. If
You
that
need
makes sense.
direction.
Well, if I'm not going to get a coilover that has more rebound in the front, if right now I apparently need less, do I need more or do I need less in the front? If the front is
You
picking up too
dial
fast,
you dial that out with adjustable coilovers. What do you mean?
okay, which way do you turn the dial? Well, I
You
guess
need
if I would just guess and check.
no. There's a chart. I'll send you a chart that explains everything, and it'll
Perfect.
tell
That's
you.
the answer I needed.
Okay, yeah, but first you need adjustable coilovers.
Yeah. More
Now,
adjustability. More than
there's
my single adjustable coilovers that are not actually adjustable because I just run them at the stiffest setting anyways.
'cause right now, if let's say you're at let's softest setting, that means the rebound. Well, hold on. I always fuck this up. So if
Yo, you're not
it's
the right guy
soft,
to ask.
I'm not the right guy. I'm not the guy. I always fuck this up. But I think if you stiffen up the rebound, that means it's rebounding too quickly. It's rebounding faster. If you soften up the rebound, that means it's slower. It's not really softening or stiffening, it's more slower and
Right.
faster movement of rebound. So you
Gotcha,
want
gotcha.
the front to rebound slower if it's, it's lifting up to the front.
Gotcha. Yeah, okay. That makes some sense. There are definitely, like, suspension nerds in this hopefully in this Discord or not
Mm.
Discord, listening to this podcast right now, listening to us bicker, and they're just yelling back at their phones or yelling inside of their cars. Like, "That's Nick, you fucking idiot."
Okay.
In any
But
case
there's a chart that I follow. It tells you, like, if
yeah,
your car is doing this, then do this. If your car is doing this,
okay.
then do this. So I'll send that over to you.
I need that
Um,
link.
yeah,
That's good.
but first you need coilovers.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Because I mean, as crappy as I complain or as crappy as they are or as much as I complain about them, they still do enough. Like at Harris Hill, the bump, I can take it flat out. I'm getting 4 wheels off the ground and I'm not bottoming out. So that's decent.
I
What?
maybe try it on different coilovers and then see how it feels.
Yeah, maybe it'll be better.
Maybe you'll blow your mind.
My back doesn't complain, and that's saying something for how old I am
You
compared to
know,
you.
that must be nice because the smallest bump in my car upsets me so much to the point where when Tan was driving my car, he even complained about this and he was like, "Dude, my foot slipped off the gas pedal when I hit like this tiny bump." I was like, "Damn."
That's impressive. That's sad,
Yeah,
but impressive.
yeah.
Alright, so those are focus updates. Those are, Bez's yellow banana car
I wasn't done. You
ad updates.
interrupted me.
Okay, keep going. What else do you
Yeah,
wanna
dude.
complain about?
Oh, but I did get my header and my
Oh,
front
finally.
pipe.
Oh, dude, I'm coming up to Dallas this weekend. Can I help you install it?
Can you let me finish? Gosh,
Well, I'm
second
curious.
time. All right. So what I was gonna say is that my header is finally here with the front pipe and the overpipe, and my eVenturi intake. That so eVenturi is another partner of mine that I joined for this year. I haven't announced it yet because I was going to install it and make a video about it and whatnot, and then I was going to share. But I'm telling the podcast sooner. There you go. So basically, my idea was that this was all supposed to come in September, but it got delayed like 8 9 months. But it's finally here. The idea that I had was to work with actually G Speed to do a video, and I was going to install it at G Speed and use their lifts, and then do a dyno run between the unequivalent that I have right now and the equivalent after, and have
Mhm,
Graham from Boosted Performance explain the differences between the two and why one makes more power or different, how they make different power differently on the dyno.
mhm.
So I would love to for you to come and help me install it. However, first of all, I'm out of town because I'm going to LA, and then two, I'm gonna do it at G Speed with the video and everything. So that's why. That's gonna be
Uh,
after Super Lap Battle.
oh, gotcha. I just got really excited because I actually wanna see if your car can, put down even more power to keep up some
Yeah.
K-swap vehicles.
All these changes are gonna net. Guess how much horsepower? We both can guess, and then Dino will tell us. But guess how much?
I think you've already said on the podcast, I think it all like, all this money is gonna net about 5 horsepower.
Yeah. Okay. I already said it. About. I think it's
About
like
5 horsepower.
3 to 5 horsepower from the Venturi intake. It's more in the mid range, and then the EL header makes about another 5 or 5. I don't know. So maybe total like 7 or 8 wheel horsepower.
Hmm. When you do have a finalized date do you have a finalized date for the dyno? Scheduled
Not
date?
yet.
Okay,
G
so when you
Speed's
do
Speed's really busy with Super Lab Battle cars, so they're
yep.
like, "Hey, we don't have any lifts available right now, so let's do it after." It's like, "All right."
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So when you do get a scheduled date, let me know
Mhm.
because I would totally be down to drive up there to get the car dyno to 93. 'Cause I know the Focus can do 85, 390 horsepower, wheel horsepower on 85. So I
Mhm.
would love to find out if my butt dyno is lining up with my 40 horsepower deficit of what I'm guessing. So we can
How
guess
much
yours. We can guess that you're doing 5 horsepower gains with your mods,
Mhm.
and we can guess that mine I'm gonna guess 40 wheel horsepower deficit on 93.
I think the final number for me will be around 230 is what I'm assuming.
Okay, so we're targeting 230 for you, and we're gonna target 350 for me.
Yeah. Uh, how much did V-Speed charge you for the dyno last time when you were there?
It was a 200.
Okay.
It was about 200. It wasn't crazy, like, for, for the service that they did and, like,
Mhm.
how chill the shop guys were,
Yeah.
totally fine. Granted,
Yeah.
I've never done it anywhere else, so I don't really have any way of comparing,
Mhm.
but they were all very professional.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there a couple times. The guys are super chill. The photographer and their media guys who I'm friends with, so he's the one who's kind of hooking us up. Nate Grady, great people. They know exactly what they're doing. Um, so highly recommend them if you're at MSR Crescent, which is the racetrack they're located at.
Mhm.
Support if you're a Corvette guy. Also recommend them because they know what they're doing. They got some crazy builds over there.
Yep. Well, sick, dude.
Yeah, dude. Um, so next up, you want to talk
Mhm.
about the topic for the day?
Yes. So, this is
Yeah.
really all on you.
Yeah, it's on me. So basically, I am looking for a replacement for the Tundra. Um, as my Tundra lease is over, and the next Tundra lease that I can get is more expensive than it is right now. So it doesn't make sense for me to get another Tundra. So I'm thinking about going to other, like, or just buying from the dealer, or buying a new Tundra from the dealer, or um, buying a Colorado or a Silverado or something. So I need help. So what would you recommend, guys? I need, or Nick specifically. You first. There's two options right now. One option is I buy the cheapest possible truck just to get a from point A to point B, which is towing through grid life, and I buy a second car along with it, like a Tesla Model 3 for daily driving. That's what I was thinking about. Or I splurge on a nice truck that I drive every day, and I also, you know, use it for towing.
Yeah. And it has to be a truck, no SUVs?
I think truck suits my usage better because
Yeah.
I can just throw everything in the back. As you guys know, I like a lot of you guys know that I leave everything that I own in Chicago at my sister's house. So I take my quick tracks with me. I take a bunch of fuel.
You
I
take
take a bunch of,
everything.
so the bed of the truck is just easier for me to just throw everything in the back and go.
And do you feel right now with your Tundra that
Mhm.
could you go for a smaller bed?
I think
Because
so.
right
I
now
don't.
it's pretty you pack it pretty dense.
I do pack it pretty dense, but I think I think the quick tracks is the biggest thing that I have in there.
Yeah.
Um, which I can also just strap to the trailer if I needed to.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true.
so it's really the wheels, tires, like the two sets of wheels that I have, or one set of extra wheels that I have, and then I have my floor jack, my jack stands, my fuel jugs, and a toolbox.
Hmm. Okay, here's another thing to think about, and this might turn a little political for some people. Not really for me,
Mhm.
I don't really don't care. But the Tundra is built in San Antonio. So like are the tariffs going to be impacting the pricing on the Tundra?
Oh,
Like if you go okay. But some other trucks potentially.
like what truck?
I think there's quite a bit of parts that come into for the F-150 for example.
Mhm.
Like there's a lot of stuff that come from out of the country. It does get assembled here in
So
America, but there's a lot of parts that come
okay,
outside of America.
I'm gonna clarify this right now that the whole tariff things, everyone's asking me about it because I work for an OEM and I've dealt with this stuff. Here's a simple answer for that for the people that are wondering about tariffs. The tariffs are only apply if your vehicle is being shipped from a different country. Um, when Trump came in beforehand, in his previous term or whatever, he got rid of the NAFTA agreement and put it a USMCA agreement. USMCA is a US Mexico Canada agreement. Um, so basically suggesting I think it's about 70 or 75% of the vehicle needs to be built in the US. And the 75% is essentially like there's components in there that take up a bigger percentage. I think it's based on
Yeah.
costs or material uses. I'm not too familiar with that, but like for example, your powertrain is a huge percentage of that 75% or 70% of the vehicle. So
Mhm.
Toyota has a few vehicles that are like the Tacoma, for example, is built in Mexico. The RX, RAV4, and all that is built in Canada. However, the
Mhm.
powertrain for those vehicles is built in the US. So that means that they're not going to be impacted essentially. Um, So similar to I think vice versa too. So if your truck is built here, which is a big part of the thing,
Mhm.
and if the parts, let's say, are imported from externally, then it's as long as it meets USMCA requirements, there's no tariffs on that. Um, However, like if your vehicle is fully assembled and built and everything, or more than or less than 70% of the vehicle is built in the US, then yes, your tariffs are going to impact you.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to put that out there because I'm sure there's a lot of people thinking about it, and there's people, including me, that don't have all the answers or
Yeah.
have all the details.
Everyone's trying to figure it out right now. But we'll see.
Understood, understood. I just put into the calculator. So, I don't know if I ever said this on the podcast, but I bought the Focus brand new in 2018, May of 2018, almost 7 years ago. I
Yeah.
bought it for $35,100.
Mhm.
MSRP was 43, so I got a pretty good deal.
Mm.
Even back then, that was almost 8 grand off. I just put it into the calculator just to see like what a 25% increase would be because the Focus was built in Germany and imported
Mhm.
over here. So I imagine that car would have been hit square in the nose with these tariffs.
Now increase that with inflation.
Ooh, yeah. If in, let's say, 2018, I paid 44,000, then in 2025 it would cost calculate. Oh my god, $56,000.
So actually do the other way. So inflate the price from 35K. So if you paid 35K in 2018,
35.
what's the cost of it now?
Ironically, that's 44,000.
Okay, so now add 25% of 44,000.
Where's my little multiplier? There it is. And we come out to 55. Yeah, 55,000.
Okay, I thought it'd be different for some reason. I don't know. Anyways, I'm not good at math. Wrong brown person. I know I'm brown, but not good at math. So the
All right. Yeah.
point
So my
was okay.
Focus, yeah,
Yeah,
$55,000. That's that's online with like Civic Type R and Type S prices right now.
Civic Type R is 40 something, like 42, 43.
Oh, they're that cheap. What about Accurate Integra Type S?
They're also in the 48s or 50s, low 50s.
Oh, Integra Type S?
Yeah, I thought it was 52. Also getting sidetracked. We're supposed to be talking about tow rigs.
Yeah. Okay. Back to tow rigs. Back to
Like,
Tundras and Integra
but now I'm curious because take
52,000.
it.
52,000 and a bunch of yeah,
Yeah,
low 50s for a Type S.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so back to trucks because you're not getting a Type S. Back to trucks.
Yes, yes. So two options. What do you think of the two options that are laid out? Which one would you do?
Hard to see you in anything that's not a Toyota pickup truck.
Right. Or anything that's not Toyota, because like,
I mean, like it
yeah,
personally. Like, is there anything that you gravitate towards besides like something really exotic like a Raptor or a TRX?
I don't like FCA stuff, so definitely not a TRX. I can't associate with that crowd at all. Um, you know,
Hmm, have something.
but
Are you Are you opposed to trying anything diesel powered?
yes, I'm not. So I actually that's what I was looking at. So I was personally looking at Chevy and GM um,
Yep.
at what they do. So my budget, if I was to go all out, my budget would be around like $800 to $900 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at the Silverado diesels, like the Duramax, the
Yep.
small diesels. Um, ZR2 right now, like dude, the truck market in general, right now it's about the time to buy a truck if you're interested, right? That's
Yeah.
not a Toyota, I guess, but in general, the truck market is super slow. Like
Yeah.
even for Toyota, I think that the Tundras are just sitting on the lot. Like no, not a lot of people are buying them, so they're putting huge incentives. A lot of these companies
Yep.
are putting huge incentives. So like I saw a ZR2 Silverado with $10,000 or $12,000 off.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds like 2019 pricing. I remember in 2019, that's how it got
Mhm.
such a good deal for the Focus as well. It was sitting on the lot for upwards of 10 months, I think, by the
Wow.
time I came around to actually buy it. And keep in mind, so I said May 2018 is when I bought it. It's a
Uh,
2017 model, which kind of shows
oh,
how long it'd been sitting around for. So they were
yeah.
desperate to get it off the lot, especially by month 5 of the calendar year.
Mm.
Yeah, those diesel Duramaxes, what is it, a 3 liter? 3 liter Duramax?
I think so, something like that.
I've heard some really good things, both in, like, fuel efficiency as well as,
Mhm,
like, towing capability. Of course, everyone uses the saying, like, "Oh, I never feel it back there," but,
mhm.
I kinda believe it when it comes to those.
Yeah, I mean, the hybrid was great on the Tundra. I never, like I said, never felt it back there or whatever. Um, that's what she said. So, saying, um,
You're not supposed to tell us, Feds.
hey man, if it's small enough, it doesn't count, right? It's not gay if it's big, or if it's
You're
small.
supposed you're supposed to lie right through your teeth and
If you
pretend and
don't
say,
feel it, if you don't feel it, then is it really gay? Okay, is it really gay? Tell me.
"Oh my god."
Right, right.
Just tell the homies that, "Yeah, I left that girl left my house in a wheelchair." Whatever. I don't know. Okay, we're
What?
really off topic now. Okay, back
Nah,
to
bro.
diesels.
Sorry. I saw this Instagram recently, and this guy was like,
Talk a little closer to the mic.
"It's not gay. It's not gay unless you get caught in the act. If they catch me after I've done it, then it's not gay no more." I was like, "Damn, dude, he's on to something." But I don't know about that though.
No.
I've heard, it's not gay if you don't like it, but that was the first time I said it's not gay if nobody catches you with it. To our listeners, it is gay. 'Cause God is always watching.
Back to being like a man and talking about pickup trucks, please.
Right, trucks. Yeehaw. Um, so yeah, I was looking at the Silverados, and there's good lease deals on those too. Because another thing with lease is that you get really good incentives, for like business write off and all that. If you lease a truck or if you lease a vehicle. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking about it. Yeah. So you think that I should go for a more premium vehicle, so like that can daily drive also?
Yeah, I think so. I just can't. I can't even see myself like really buying into a really crappy truck. Like the Ridgeline was pretty damn shitty for what I try to use it for, which was towing to different events here and there, and it bothered me. No, thinking that okay, this car with 160,000 miles and is screaming at redline. Who knows? It could like leave me for dead on the side of the road.
Oh, well,
It's
what I'm
just like
talking about isn't like old used truck. I'm still talking about a new truck. I'm talking like more like a Silverado custom or a Silverado work truck or something. That's what I'm talking about. Because you can I saw somewhere that a Silverado custom is like going for $200 a month for a lease deal.
oh, okay. Well, that
Yeah,
changes my
I'm
perspective.
talking about that.
I thought you were gonna try to pay cash for something with like over 100,000 miles.
I would not do that because we tow too far, and I would
Yes.
be too scared to tow that far.
Yes. Okay, completely agree. Okay, so that changes like where the bottom of your barrel is right now for this truck
Yeah.
market.
It's like, obviously, I need something that's reliable that'll get me to the point where I need to get to, but it's more
100%.
that I splurge and get, like, ZR2, or should I or like a TRD Pro, for example, or should I, not do that and just buy, like, a
When's the
basic
last
whatever?
time you put your Tundra in four-wheel drive? When you broke your bumper at ECR?
Actually, it was in two-wheel drive on that one too. Actually, no, I put it in four-wheel drive when we went, there was, like, an off-road rock trail thingy. I put it in four-wheel drive for that.
Mm. Like me for me with Expedition, I have not really missed out on four-wheel drive.
Mm.
Uh, but at the same time, I really haven't had any like none of oops. I haven't really had any friends that are going out off-roading and inviting me and me being like, "Damn, I wish I had my own so I could like join them."
Mm.
Uh, Most of the awesome people down here, they just do track stuff. There's an occasional Hidden Falls run, but I don't know.
So, that's what I
Like,
was thinking too, like, I was thinking if I buy, like, a smaller truck, like a Canyon or Tacoma or whatever, I'd be more
yeah.
interested in off-roading it too, right? Like, I'd be more interested in taking it out on trips, and those can tow. I don't know about the Tacoma, but I think the Colorado the Z71 or the Trail Boss package, even just the regular Trail Boss package, can tow about 7,700 pounds, which is decent.
Yeah, especially for your car with how light it is, that
Yeah.
actually would be pretty good. Granted, your trailer's pretty heavy, but if you got your, weight distributing hitch or if you put bags in the back of it like you did on the
Mhm.
Tundra, then it wouldn't really squat. That'd be a decent option. What about, like, a Ford Ranger Raptor? Not bringing it up because I'm a Ford guy, but, like, the value proposition that for what you're getting, what you're paying is pretty decent on those. It's like low 50s for something that can do a little baby jump and still tow 7,700 pounds.
It cannot. It can only tow 5,500 pounds. I just looked it up.
No, never mind, 5,500.
Which
There was a
is
guy over at
I would not recommend doing that because it's, like, right at the limit of what I'd be towing.
yeah, but the limit is typically because of the, softer suspension. Like, if you get the non-Raptor version, an XLT or a Lariat model, those
Mhm.
do tow, like, 7,700 pounds, 75, 75. Yeah, in the 7,000.
7,500, okay.
There was a guy at the Pro Souls who had a Ford Ranger Raptor with a steel open flatbed trailer.
Mhm.
What was he t he was towing a I think it was just I think it was just a Miata, but he had no problem.
Hmm.
But it was a Miata, so it only weighs, like, 1,000 pounds.
Which Miata was it?
NA.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's like 2,000 pounds. My car is, oh, it's not just the car, right? Like, I have 20 my car weighs about 25, 50 without me in the car, obviously. And with the fuel jugs, wheels and tires, quick jacks, I'm carrying an extra 600 pounds in the bed of the truck.
Hmm, I don't know. Like, seeing the way you drive also, like, ex I think you want something that's more comfortable and more reliable. Like, I think you white knuckle a little bit more with the, smaller pickup trucks. Even, so JSC Performance, so he just got an Explorer ST, and he towed this weekend, with a enclosed trailer, the Civic, one of the 2 Civic, either his it was probably his GLTC car. It was either that or Corin's, Club TR car. In any case, he said it towed better than the Ford Ranger. Sorry, yeah, the Ford Ranger.
Really?
So, the Ford Ranger, even though it had a higher towing rating, because it was just an XLT model or a Lariat model, non-Raptor, so it had the 7,000 pound tow rating versus Explorer's,
Mhm,
like, 5,000 pound tow rating. Because Explorer has a wider track width, it just he didn't white knuckle as much with Explorer compared to the Ranger.
mm,
So, it's just something to think about where, like, those smaller pickup trucks, while they do have the towing number, the narrower track width,
mhm.
you tend to do some more white knuckling, especially when you get into crosswinds and you're gonna be towing through Chicago or Illinois where it's quite windy.
Mm.
Like, the full size truck will just be an easier time.
Yeah, so I was talking to another buddy of mine on this too. Most people won't know him, but Nick, you know him, Zach. And
Mhm.
he was really excited that I was going towards GM or looking at GM because
Because
he's like,
he's all about GM products.
You're not gay no more. He's been delivered." Um,
He has not heard this podcast, so you may have
yeah.
to take that back.
You might have joined us. You don't know that. So what he said that like because I'm used to the Tundra, it doesn't make sense for me to go to a smaller pickup truck because I'm just used to driving a full size with
Yep.
the trailer. So I would hate it personally, which he's not wrong.
Yeah.
But my issue
Uh,
with
eh
the big pickup truck is like everyday drivability makes it a pain. You know,
yeah, that's true. I think you just need to try both. Like, have you test driven any of these trucks?
not yet.
I think a
I'm
car
waiting
purchase
on some stuff to go down first, and then that's what I was gonna start like looking into.
that's true. I think once you really do get more serious about it, you really need
Mm,
to just go out there and test drive all of them and
yeah.
feel it out because a car purchase, like, looking at how many different types of cars are out there, is a very
Mm,
personalized choice. So we can debate and bicker and pros and con all day long. But ultimately, there's gonna be a side of personality that only you will understand, that neither I or anybody else will ever understand.
mm,
So, I think if you want, towing comfort, gotta be a full size. But if you want some daily maneuverability, a
mhm.
compact can work, but, I mean, people daily full-size rigs all the time. Hell, people daily F-350s. So, like, it's not undoable.
It's definitely doable. But would you say that it's better for me to buy a more, uh, I guess, a more comfortable truck, like a more fun truck?
I think it'd be better for you to buy a nicer truck. Unless okay, let's actually have some fun. Let's say you spend $35,000. That gets
Yeah.
you a F F-150 or a Chevy Colorado or even a base model Tundra. What would you do with the other money? Because you'd get like a fun car, right? Oh, you said
No,
Model
so
3. I don't think you not a Model 3. I don't think you should do that.
why?
I think you get what kind of Model 3? Hold on. It'd be a standard range or long range?
They only make long range now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a long range rear wheel drive or long range all wheel drive.
Okay, so don't do the rear wheel drive because that is like less power. So you'd want to do at
Uh,
least the long range. Sorry, you want to do at least the all wheel drive.
yeah, I was looking at
Don't do
the long range all wheel drive, which I think that their lease payments are ridiculously low. It's like 300-400 bucks a month for them.
Hmm.
Again, I'd be leasing. I wouldn't buy an electric car.
Yeah. Would you have a way of charging it every night?
Yeah.
Okay. That's my number one rule for anyone who considers an EV is you must be able to charge it every night. That's where like the convenience comes from. If
Mhm.
you if you have to charge it in the middle of I don't know, traveling around and
Mhm.
supercharge it, it can actually get kind of annoying.
Mm.
That would be decent. Uh, or you could do something like a little more fun, like something that's a bit track worthy. You could do like a Integra A spec manual. No,
I
no
really
Integra A
don't care.
spec.
Like,
No.
if I'm gonna buy something fun to drive every day, then I'm gonna buy the right car, like an
Yeah.
E92 M3.
Oh boy, here we go.
No, I'm kidding.
You really got to
Um,
make sure you have a good truck for towing that around whenever it breaks.
yeah, I think I'm leaning towards a more a good truck that I can just drive every day as well. I think
Yeah,
it'll be
because
more
like also
beneficial.
you spend so much time in Chicago that you'll want something that's relatively nice up there too. Because you're not going to bring 3 cars up there. Like whatever decent car you have down
Oh,
here in Dallas, you won't be taking it up to Chicago.
wait, can you repeat that? Sorry.
I'm saying like go for a nicer truck
Mhm,
because you're going to be spending a lot of time in it, of course, going up to Chicago. And
mhm.
then even when you are in Chicago, you use the truck a decent amount to get around.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, knowing you, you would hate your life if you're in a base level truck around Chicago.
Are you saying that I'm just bougie?
Yes.
That is true. Every time I look at trucks with cloth seats, I'm like, I can't do this because listen, dude. I've been going through a lot of cars, right, left and right from Toyota because I get some cars to just drive around every now and then.
Yeah.
And I had an IS 300, which was, I complained about it initially, but then I was like, this is actually really comfy and really nice. Has everything I need. And I got the RC, which was, I actually don't like that one. Um, but and then now I have a Highlander, a base model, like cloth seats, no heated seats or nothing, hybrid Highlander, and I absolutely hate it. Right? I get 30 miles to the gallon, which is great. But
Yeah.
not having heated seats, nah, I need heated seats. Okay, so yes, I'm bougie when it comes to like drivability, and it's a perception thing. I want to look like I want to look cool. I'm single right now. I'm trying to pick up girls. Listen, man, if you show up in Highlander versus like a Lexus IS 300, come on. If you're a
I
girl,
have a coworker, I'm not gonna say his name, but I have a coworker that drives a RAV4, and he had a similar sentiment where he was looking around at some like more premium luxury cars, looking at Audis, looking at some Lexuses,
yeah,
and I asked him like, "What's wrong with the RAV4? Like, it gets you from point A to point B." He goes, "Yeah, but it just there's something missing whenever I go pick up a girl for a date and it's in a RAV4. Like, I want there to be an immediate wow factor
yeah,
when she opens the door, and the RAV4 does not deliver on that."
definitely not.
So I get it.
Definitely not. So, but here's the thing about this wow factor, right? Would a girl give a shit if it's a ZR2 Colorado or a ZR2 Silverado versus, I don't know, like a normal Platinum or I don't know, Limited or whatever F-150?
Mm,
Well, because it's a truck to them at the end of the day. They don't go fuck. It's a fucking truck.
true. Now, do you want a girl that cares about that?
That's a good question. Hold on, I decided I hit my.
So, like,
Did
basically,
you
what
hear
I'm
that?
getting at, what? No, I did not.
Okay, cool. I hit the table, so that's why.
Oh, okay. Basically, what I'm getting at is like, if I was dating someone, Carol
Mhm.
actually knows a lot about cars, and
Okay.
so she
Did she know a lot
recognized
about cars before you met her?
she knew more than I thought she would. Yes.
Okay,
There's
bring
a
Carol
lot.
into this real quick. Hold on. Bring Carol into this. Is she around? I want to talk to her.
Oh boy, hold on, Carol. One sec.
We need a surprise guest. Hold on.
Surprise guest. One sec.
Okay. Okay.
Doesn't need you on the podcast. Please don't make me look bad. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Carol. Carol, lean a little bit closer into the microphone.
I don't want to be on there.
It's fine. Here, sit on my lap.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Hey,
what's
man.
your
Hi
question,
there.
Pez?
No PDA on the podcast. Gosh, what's wrong with y'all?
I don't know
Um,
English. Can you speak Chinese?
The only word I know is ni hao. Oh, I also know gongsi gongsi. That means congratulations, right?
That's for asking more money, maybe? No, I don't know. No, I
Uh,
don't understand.
Maybe
Pass.
I do need more money, so it doesn't matter. It works. So okay, Carol, the question is, when you first met Nick, what car was he driving?
It's a red Focus.
Oh, he was
I
in the
don't
red
know it's a
Focus.
Focus at that time. I just know it's a red car. I think
Okay,
at that time, my knowledge to cars is zero. I just know
Okay.
he has a car.
You knew more than that.
No.
Okay, so when you met him, did you care about what car he drove?
No. But I care if that car is like drivable. Because some car college kids drive is a little shitty. Like maybe some scratch, a lot of scratch. I think I'm more scared just sitting in the car.
So my car was clean.
Yeah, clean. And there's no
Okay.
scratch on it.
Gotcha. So now that we're not in college, and let's say in this hypothetical scenario, let's say you have a friend. I'm not gonna talk about you guys because you guys are already together. But let's say you have a friend, right? Do you think girls care what car a guy drives at an
Yes.
older age?
Yes, for sure.
Okay. Now, would a girl care if it's, let's say, if he drives a truck? Does she care if it's like the top trim of the truck, or does she care that if it's a base model truck or whatever?
We don't know what his trim is at that time.
Do you know what a cloth seat is?
What?
Do you know the difference between cloth seats and leather seats?
Oh, yes. And I definitely prefer leather seats.
Okay, see.
Okay. So it doesn't matter what vehicle he has as long as he has, or what truck he has as long as it's a leather seats on the truck.
Yeah, and it's clean. And
And it's
I
clean.
think I don't know. I don't know if a Texas girl cares truck, but I think girls definitely more interested in the guys who drive a BMW, Mercedes, and no matter what is level. Maybe based on right now, I know more car. Maybe if you drive a 3 Series BMW, will still be nicer. Even they have a GR Corolla. Sorry about that, but because I think brand has more priority than
Mhm.
our
What it can do.
the series of the car, like what type of
Mhm.
car.
Oh,
My
that
personal
reminds me.
opinion.
I mean, that's a good opinion. That's what I was saying to Nick too, a little bit. But I think that brings me to a good point. So, as you know, I'm single and looking for people. Looking to date around that, and I'm looking to buy a vehicle, like a truck or something. But do I even care about what truck I buy? And just buy like a whatever truck, and then just buy a nice daily, like a 340i or something, as a daily.
That would be more you than a Model 3. A BMW M340i.
Yeah.
That would be better. Because
Why
then
not a Model
you
3?
would be.
Why not a Model 3?
There's more character in a gas car. Like I daily the Model 3 and I'm okay with it, but
Mhm.
I think knowing you would have more. You prefer the BMW, and there are like nuances to the Model 3 that I can overlook because I do enjoy that it has like dog mode for aerial.
Mhm.
But if you don't need that dog mode feature, then get something else.
And truck can do more. You have a truck. You can move and stuff.
Well, he would get a truck. He'd get like a cheaper truck. Think like Richard's F-150, then get a decently fun car at the same time.
It's super functional.
Double the insurance,
Tesla
double the maintenance.
depreciate a lot right now. Maybe.
I would lease a Tesla. I wouldn't buy one.
Hmm.
But okay, so the point was essentially that girls give a shit about what you drive, and
Girls your age now, yes.
yes, they do because I've
Yes,
been
I
actually
think so. At my age, yes.
I've been
I
like
think we do carry
on
that.
3 or 4 different. I met 3 or 4 different people, right? On like that I was dating or whatnot, and every single girl that I talked to, and I pulled up in my Tundra, and they were like, "Holy fuck, that's a big ass truck. That's what you fucking drive." And I'm like, "Yeah," and then got
Because it's
rejected
really
afterwards.
big.
Yeah, it's a really big truck. And they're just like, "It's just a truck. Why does he drive a truck? What kind of yeehaw shit is that?" So
You're a big guy, so you drive a big car. More comfortable.
that's rude. Do you call me fat, Carol?
No, I didn't.
Tall.
Tall. I'm literally saying you're tall. Nick is a medium-sized guy.
Oh, okay. That's better than I thought.
That's good. That's better than what that
Not
she
short.
called me big and she called you medium. That says something. Well, thank you for being on the podcast, Carol. That answered some questions here and there. But,
Okay, cool. I thought this was over and we can have dinner. But
We're almost done.
Okay, yeah, I have to get going too. So,
that's fine.
that did not answer my questions. I'd actually opened up a third option, but so
All right. Well, let's try to wrap this up. So you need to go
So-
do some homework.
yeah, I'll go test drive some stuff and see if I can live with the base Silverado custom or something. And if you're listening to the podcast, shoot me a DM of what you think I should do.
Yeah.
And this was a good conversation. I like this conversation. It's fun.
The other thing too that I realize is that because all your options are lease options, you're not really
Mm.
committing to anything per se. Like you're just doing long term rentals. So like, okay, maybe you get something and you hate it, but as long as it does the job, then oh well. Like great, like mission accomplished in my mind.
It would be a 3-year commitment.
Yeah. So don't dwell on it too long.
Yeah.
Because some
So,
people buy vehicles for like 15-year commitments, and yeah,
Mhm.
they need to go and do a lot of research. But if it's 3-year commitment, meh, do the thing, like it, hate it, uh, use that knowledge as information for the next purchase.
But what I'm gathering though is that a small pickup is out of the picture, basically.
I would say so, and I also would say that small pickup trucks don't really have small pickup truck prices compared to like lower tier full size trucks.
Oh yeah, like because if even comparing to like a ZR2 Silverado versus ZR2 Colorado, um, I think ZR2 Colorado is around like 52, 53. A
Yep.
ZR2 Silverado is 64, so it's like 10K more. But guess what? The lease prices are the same. Like it's $800 for
Yeah.
both month.
Yep. Exactly. So
Uh,
don't look at small trucks. They're not going to give you a small price. They just give you parking maneuverability, and that's basically it in my mind.
Yeah. In an ideal world, if I had all the money in the world, I would buy a Raptor and call it a day. A F-150 Raptor. 'Cause then it will check all my boxes. It'll be fun to drive on, and I could still jump it, take it to the ECRs, off-road track if I wanted to. I could kind of daily drive it as well. It's fun to drive. It has paddle shifts and whatnot.
What
And it's
about
it can tow.
hold on? What about a Raptor short cab? Not the full size cab, but the short cab.
They still make that?
Not short cab, extended cab. To be honest, I'm not sure, but they did in the first gen and second gen
Yeah. Let me see.
because that would be a middle ground of having Raptor, but like a slightly smaller footprint because you don't really have 4 people inside your truck at all times. Oh, the super cab is what it's called, and no, they don't make it anymore. Never mind.
Oh,
Yeah, if
there
it's
you
gonna
go.
be a new one, it would have to be a crew cab.
Yeah, because I was looking at the lease price for the new one too, and it's expensive. It's not cheap.
Hmm. Yeah, I didn't realize
See,
starting price was 79,000.
where is the? Oh yeah, monthly payment's about $1,100 a month.
That is not far off from my mortgage payment for the Houston home.
That's so cheap. What? Your mortgage is that cheap?
It was 1,500. At one point, it was 1,400 when we had escrow, like the escrow balance was fulfilled. It dropped to 1,400.
That's really
But
good.
remember, like that home, it okay, yeah, it was new, but also it was like buying a brand new Nissan Versa. Like, yeah, it's a new car, it's a new house, but like
Yeah.
it barely got cruise control. It probably didn't even have cruise control. This house did not even have granite countertops. It had like wood countertops with like laminate over it. But hey, it got the job done,
Hey man, listen,
and
it worked.
we're now making money with it. Yep, go on.
I mean, that's what I said. Like, it worked. It got you by.
Mhm.
It was an entry level house for you. You know. Um,
Yep.
but anyways, that was a good podcast, Nick. I gotta get going.
Same.
And I think you gotta get going to eat dinner too. So thank you.
Same.
Thank
Oh,
you to Carol.
30 seconds real quick. Yuki Tsunoda, what do you think of the trade with Liam Lawson?
You should have been in the seat to begin with. Red Bull cannot be trusted. Apparently, they also tried getting Albon last year for putting
Yeah.
Liam in the car, and Albon said no. Good for
I
him.
think they also tried to get Piastri. At least in like Drive to Survive, there was that clip where I think they were poaching Piastri. Any case, yeah. Yuki should have been in the seat beforehand, but I would actually say that this is better for him. Like if he had foresight into seeing that like, okay, Liam's probably gonna suck. Let me let him have the seat and then I can get in later. I think he
Mhm.
would have preferred this because now seeing that Liam has done so poorly, he can't get any worse unless he crashes a car. As long as he doesn't crash the car, he's matching Liam is getting 20th place. So it's only up from here in my mind for Yuki. So I think this
Yeah,
is
but I'm still
as
so
good of a
worried for
scenario.
Yuki because if he doesn't do well and they also want to kick him out at the same time, like, I don't want that for him because I think he deserves it. But at the
True,
same
but I think
time,
most people would see that as the car, not the driver.
a lot of people see it as a car now.
True. So,
They
any
understand.
case, it was just really funny because I was looking at our fantasy league, and at one point, like, oh no, so the fantasy points because it was I saw your result before Ferrari got double DQ'd. You
Mhm.
got some points. You got up to ninth or eighth, I think, and now you're back in 10th.
Yeah, it's not going well for me.
You're not far
I
off from Robbie though. You're only 3 points behind him.
I put too much trust in Ferrari, and that's not paying off. So,
They
um,
did really well. They just didn't get their math right when it comes to weight. It was weight for one of them? What was the other problem? Oh, the floor plank. It was worn down too much for
oh yeah,
Hamilton. Yeah, that's like I'm in fifth out of 10.
for you.
So
I used another chip.
you did.
I still lost.
Just gotta start a new league, start a new team.
Yeah, I'm in another league with the winning formula guys. Anyways, all right, man.
Anyway,
Good. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for. I hope you guys like this podcast. It's a more funny one. This is kind of casual talking.
yep.
But,
Casual talking, casual joking, talking about dicks. All the usual stuff.
yeah, just again, it's not gay if you don't feel it. Don't worry about it.
All right. Talk to you later, Fez. Bye.